it's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400-hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat, and we stopped for a swim. Effectively, that's how we found it.
I was on a vacation after we left government in the summer of 2021. We were on our friend Nat Rothschild's boat. We got picked up in Montenegro, and then we started sailing over to Corfu.
They're not telling you the full story about Ivanka's brand new Trump Island. Now, some of you probably already know this. President Trump's daughter, Ivanka, and her husband, Jared Kushner, are reportedly buying up an entire island. And here's what Ivanka herself had to say about the project.
I'm working on an incredible project with my husband in the Mediterranean. It's massive in scale.
I think that's an understatement. Can you explain?
Yes, it is.
There's no power on this island. You're building everything from scratch, correct?
Well, it's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400-hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat, and we stopped for a swim. Effectively, that's how we found it. We swam to the island. We went on a hike, barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated.
Let's clear up a few things, because this story gets a lot stranger once you look a little deeper. First off, this island is not private property. It's actually surrounded by a marine national park. And Ivanka leaves this part out, but here's how they reportedly discovered this island in the first place.
I was on a vacation after we left government in the summer of 2021. We were on our friend Nat Rothschild's boat. We got picked up in Montenegro, and then we started sailing over to Corfu, and we spent a couple days in Albania. One of the nights there, Prime Minister Rama came to the boat. I had not met him when I was in government, but I was very, very impressed with his vision for what he wanted to do with Albania.
Now, another thing you need to understand is this. This isn't some empty rock sitting in the middle of the Mediterranean. This place is basically one giant nuclear bunker. We're talking tunnels connecting more than 3,000 smaller bunkers. And at one point, the island reportedly even had biological and chemical weapons plants.
Well, turns out that Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner aren't just buying a private island to build a luxury resort. Sazan Island is Albania's largest island and is strategically located, once an isolated top-secret Cold War military base featuring thousands of bunkers and miles of tunnels. Now, why in the world would our United States Special Envoy for Peace missions need an island with all of that? So when Ivanka said this,
The opportunity to help realize its potential and transform it, but with a lot of restraint and care, because the land is so beautiful that really the architecture has to be fully integrated into it, almost rise from it.
That's such a sweet story about preserving the beautiful land and the nature and building the architecture around that. But I wonder if you're building the architecture around something else.
So naturally, you gotta ask yourself, why the hell are Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner willing to spend billions turning this place into some luxury paradise, especially when locals reportedly hate the idea? Here's the thing. It's the same reason Jared Kushner's friend Peter Thiel suddenly decided to move his family to Argentina. It's the same reason billionaires everywhere suddenly seem obsessed with bunkers.
Billionaire investor Peter Thiel reportedly moved his family from the U.S. to Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires, as a refugee from high taxes, political turmoil, and potential catastrophes like nuclear war and an AI meltdown.
You do have a bunker there. Is there something you know that we don't?
No, I think that's just like a little shelter under, and it's like a basement.
A little shelter. What are you worried about?
It's a basement.
Zuckerberg, Tate Brothers, Kardashians.
How many does Bill Gates have?
He's got 11.
Do you have a bunker?
I have like underground, concrete, heavy reinforced basements. I don't have anything I would call a bunker.
Hold on, dude.
Not because of AI, but just because of like people are dropping bombs in the world again. And
keep in mind, they reportedly started scouting this island back in 2021, right in the middle of lockdowns, panic, and uncertainty. And now this gets announced while we're once again hearing about all kinds of strange biological threats.
Foreign researchers for the NIH, the National Institutes of Health, charged today with trying to smuggle monkeypox virus into the United States. This just happened in January. They were caught at the Detroit airport. They were headed to a Montana NIH research facility. This is a really significant development.
Temperatures rise, so does a growing health threat tied to ticks. The CDC is warning about a surge in tick bites across the country, while ER visits now are at record levels. The biggest spikes in tick-related ER visits.
Now, maybe that timing means nothing, but it also doesn't shock me that this comes right after people finally started pushing back against these AI companies, because these billionaires knew eventually there would be blowback.
Do you hear that noise in the background? That's the sound of a hyperscale data center here in Dowagiac, Michigan. I'm Emma Brott with 16 News Now. Now today I've been talking to residents who are telling me just how loud this place is. Right now there's a class action lawsuit alleging that these loud noises are affecting 1,300 residents within a 1-mile radius of this hyperscale data center. A resident living just across the street from this data center tells me he's bought a decibel reader.
And maybe they knew they'd need somewhere to hide from it.
Avoid a crisis. He estimates this could push unemployment to 20% within 1 to 5 years. I'd be interested to see if you think that that's conservative or on point. Is this kind of looming disruption why the billionaires are building bunkers?
Yes, actually, it's one of the reasons. Generally, it's what they do, but I know a lot of AI CEOs now who've cancelled all public appearances, especially in the wake of Charlie Kirk and things like that. They think that that's going to be the next wave of anti-AI sentiment next year, because next year is the year that AI models go from not being good enough, the dumb member of your team, and again, the people listening to this will be like, yeah, the AI is not good enough. Then overnight it becomes good enough.
In fact, around the same time Ivanka was scouting this island, the founders of ChatGPT were allegedly preparing for the rapture. Excuse me, what? The rapture? This is absolutely terrifying news. You know things are bad when the guy who built ChatGPT wanted to hide in a doomsday bunker to survive what's coming. Ilya Sutskever is one of the co-founders of OpenAI and literally the mastermind behind ChatGPT. But according to journalist Karen Howe's new book, Empire of AI, this dude wasn't just coding, he was planning an escape. In 2023, Sutskever reportedly wanted to build a full-on doomsday bunker for OpenAI scientists to protect them from what he called an AGI rapture. Yeah, like a biblical level event triggered by artificial general intelligence becoming smarter than humans and destroying society. And this wasn't some late night stoned idea. Multiple insiders confirmed that Ilya brought this up repeatedly. And it's also pretty interesting that Ivanka shares this only days after we heard this from the president.
I want to take a look at the complexity. These are all different rooms down here. They're building a hospital. They're building, it's a military hospital. They're building all sorts of research facilities, also meeting rooms and rooms that go hand in hand for the military using the ballroom. And the ballroom is really a shield and protecting all of the things that are built here. This goes, as you see, it's already up to the ground. This goes down very deep. You get a better view right over here. This is down because we've already done these floors. But these are already down 2 floors. That is down about 6 stories deep. That's big stuff. Normally when you build a ballroom, you build it flat. You just build a ballroom. It would have been built. The complexity of this, and again, it's all knit. It's all knit together between the drone proofing, the missile proofing, we have, and the drone capacity upstairs. We can have all sorts of military up, whether, I hate to use the word snipers, but we have great sniper capacity. It's built for our snipers, not the enemy snipers, our snipers. And because of the height, we get a very clear view of everything all over Washington. Yeah.
So no, the timing itself isn't what shocks me. What shocks me is how open all of this has become, because they're not even pretending to hide it anymore. It sure looks like some very powerful people think something big is coming, and coming soon. And that's why regular people are finally starting to push back. One programmer just built an apocalypse alarm, and somehow it's breaking the internet.
If the world's richest billionaires suddenly try to flee the country all at once, an elite tracking system will now trigger an apocalypse alarm. An American programmer has officially launched the Apocalypse Early Warning System. The concept is simple. It monitors the exact flight data of over 11,000 private jets owned by the world's elite. The system filters out normal air traffic to isolate the specific transponders of tech moguls and politicians. If the tracker detects a sudden, massive swarm of billionaire jets all taking off at the exact same time, the alarm jumps to level 5, which is called duck and cover. We already know elites are obsessed with apocalypse insurance. Mark Zuckerberg has a fortified compound with a massive underground bunker in Hawaii, and OpenAI executives have literally admitted they plan to build bunkers before unleashing advanced AI. Unsurprisingly, billionaires are biting back. Elon Musk famously banned flight trackers on X, and the US Congress is currently reviewing a privacy act to hide private jet broadcast data from the public. If the billionaires lose their privacy, we get a front row seat to their escape route. If the alarm goes off, where are you heading?
Now, while billionaires spend insane amounts of money protecting themselves, Americans are working way past retirement age just to afford basic medicine. Thankfully, the internet stepped in to help make sure this woman can finally retire.
Hey guys, we're here to surprise Miss Mary with her GoFundMe, and I'm so excited, so nervous. Let's see what she says.
Here you go. This is a check? No, this is gonna show you what they raised for you, and then we'll navigate it the best way to.
Oh my goodness gracious! Thank you so very much to all the wonderful people that have donated money to the GoFundMe, and I'm overwhelmed and certainly blessed by the Lord and you wonderful people. Thank you once more.
Now, while we're talking about hardworking people, we gotta cover this absolutely insane Olive Garden story. A single mother got a $700 tip, and then she got fired for it.
An Olive Garden stole a waitress's $700 tip, fired her, and then called the cops on her. This is a post made by Bunny Williams on FB. This is the mother. He writes, "Yesterday, my daughter received a $700 tip on a $30 tab and was obviously excited. The manager told her they could not pay it out yet and instructed her to write 0 on the tip line until it could be verified. She became upset because no one could tell her how long that would take. She asked a coworker to take her next table because she was visibly emotional, and management told her that she could either do her job or leave. She took the table and finished her shift. Later, they said they could give her 20% while the rest was reviewed. One manager said 1 to 2 days, another said up to 120. This morning, when she arrived to work, they decided to part ways over her behavior from yesterday and handed her paperwork stating tips over a certain amount are subject to manager review. Also told her it could take up to 120 days to receive the money, and even called the police on her because she was crying and upset. This server is a single mother to a 4-year-old autistic child, and the customer who tipped her was one of her regulars. She even posted proof of the receipt. They told her Happy Mother's Day up here, that it's been a while since they've seen her, glad that they could catch her. There is a little something to help you on your journey. Love and blessings, $700. She also shared the paperwork from when she was terminated and their policy on what happens when tips exceed 20%, which is fine, whatever. But then to proceed to go on to fire her and then call the police on her is is absolutely insane. She wrote, I was let go from my job under circumstances that I believe were retaliatory despite my dedication and hard work. At my employment, I consistently showed up, did my best, and worked hard to support myself and my child. To make matters worse, I never received the tip-out compensation that I earned through my effort. As a single parent raising a child with autism, every dollar matters, and losing both my job and the wages I worked for has placed a significant financial and emotional strain on my family. I am simply seeking fairness and accountability for the work that I performed and the challenges my child and I now face as a result of this situation. So let's get Olive Garden's attention and get this girl her money.
And I also want to talk about something crazy. A few days ago, I made a post on X about Bibi Rexha. I was honestly surprised by how much she had changed recently. But here's where things get weird. Bibi Rexha actually saw the post, commented on it, and even used it to help promote her album. And while she personally didn't seem offended, X still slapped me with a community note talking about her weight gain because of PCOS. But here's the problem. I never even mentioned her weight gain. And honestly, that should tell you everything about how broken algorithm-based moderation has become. Because I criticize the industry where celebrities are forced to lose weight at scary levels.
In San Francisco, and Rashida Jones and Will McCormick had made that decision, and I was so immediately intrigued because I do love the city, and I feel that it's so telling when a script sets a very specific location. You can tell what that's supposed to mean and what it means about these characters.
It's good to be home and it's good to be here. It's very warm atmosphere. It's very friendly and it's a great vibe. It's been an amazing feeling having so many people care about you. It's a gift.
And yet, as soon as I talk about a celebrity who doesn't look unhealthy, the algorithm goes nuts.